some folders here.
Oh, I already put them up there for you,
Oh, geez.
so that's okay.
Okay. Reach across this table. Michael. Hello. Nice to meet everybody. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? Trying to get my timing here so I don't fail. Oh, sure. I have some confidence here. All right.
You brought food, so.
I did.
Yeah,
Hopefully I would
plus right
win
there.
someone over. Okay, everybody ready?
Okay, let me get the lights for you. Yeah, or you want to wait? Okay. There you go.
All right, so as I already said, my name is Michael Cochran, senior here at Douglas High School. Been in Douglas all my life, born and raised, kindergarten through senior year. And I do have to say I love it. All right, so here's some activities. We've got football. I played football for 4 years. Varsity pretty much the last 2 years. Basketball, I played for 3 years. I was varsity my sophomore and junior year, but then senior year, I decided to go to work and get a job instead of play basketball. I also played baseball for 1 year. That was definitely interesting because I had never played baseball before. And they were just saying, hey, come out and play baseball, try it, you might have fun. I will say, that was the most fun sport I ever played in my whole career at Douglas High School. And I was awful. All right, some clubs here. I was in Stuco for 3 years. The only reason I was not in Stuco this year is because I was actually gone when she handed out the sign-up sheets. So that was just kind of a timing error on my part. FCCLA officer for just this year. I just happened to run. Hey, I got it. Also a K member for the first 2 years of high school. And this picture over here is me and one of my friends, Kylie, going to a district meeting for FCCLA. All right, some accomplishments in academics. We have, my freshman year, I was Algebra 1 Student of the Year. At first I thought, oh, no big deal. And then the more I thought about it, out of, I think Mr. Valentine said he had 40-something kids in this class, so, I guess it is something to be proud of. Throughout my high school career, I've either been on the principal's honor roll or the high honors roll. Something I take pride in is grades, especially when now going off to college. It's really helped that I've kept a good GPA and actually got some decent scholarships. I also have 12 credit hours through Butler. They have a program called Smart Start where you take classes your senior year, and then if you enroll at Butler your freshman year, they reimburse you for those credits. So I figured that was a good way to knock some prerequisites out of the way. I have a GPA of 3.7 and in the top third of my class. Alright, so personal life. I really don't have much for personal life. I'm kind of a loser, but it's okay. Because most of the time I'm either at the Triangle or at home after I've been at the Triangle. So, but I love it. I love to cook. It's definitely my favorite thing to do in life. It's been closer to me than any girlfriend in high school. But that was only one girlfriend. So, friends, you can't underestimate the value of friendship just because having that person to rely on and just to talk to is something that you can't replace. And my mom. So I could probably go for 10 minutes just about my mom. She's a great lady. I'm sure you might all know this situation, but she, probably 2 months ago, she had a seizure, was taken to a hospital, diagnosed with a brain tumor, and that sounds really scary, but the whole time, I'm sorry I think like this, but just a peace from God was over me. Just knowing, and especially she was strong the whole time. That first night I kind of freaked out, and she said it's going to be fine, it's going to be okay. And that's something I've always admired in my mom is no matter what the situation, she always knows that the outcome is in someone else's hands. And that's definitely something that, that's definitely something that I think she's done the most amazing job in the world, is just the fact that, you know, she's a single mom for the past 4 years, worked 3 jobs at one point, just to get everybody through, and I can never thank her enough for that. Alright, here's some pictures. That is homecoming for football. I actually won that. That's me and my mom. I believe that's at Cracker Barrel in Oklahoma City. That's the turkey I made for Thanksgiving. It's very good. That's more prom stuff. That's me and Cash. She won queen. And that's one of my best friends, Desiree Hauser. Alright, so how has high school prepared me for just life in general? Taking the next step to becoming an employee in the workforce. Through sports, I've learned leadership. You know, someone has to take that commanding role, take that leadership role where people say, okay, let's get this done. We need to prioritize. We need to get this done. This is what needs to be done. I know I just said let's get something done a lot. Sorry. Just, I feel like having a leader in everything is important. Be it small or be it something big. From a football team in high school to the military, I think a strong leader is important. And just what I've learned through the people who've helped me, all my friends, is don't be afraid to ask for help. Everybody gets down. Everybody has hard times. It's only natural that it's going to happen. So when you have that good support system, I think it's something that you hopefully don't take for granted, because when you don't have it, it makes things definitely a lot harder. And then through clubs and activities, I've kind of learned some professionalism. You know, you can't be going to these meetings through Stuco or through FCCLA acting like a total jackwagon. You got to represent your school well. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves, people going crazy at these meetings. You know, you're representing your school, you're an ambassador for your school, so you shouldn't take that lightly. Alright, so my future career plans. The culinary arts. I want to be a chef. So here's my planned education process, but you know, life sometimes gets in the way, but this is my plan. I'm going to first attend Butler Community College. They have a 2-year associate's program, and just work in the restaurant, or work in a restaurant, because I've talked to the teacher at Butler for their culinary arts, and he said that a degree in culinary arts is kind of like something to put you above your competition, but what they really look for is experience in the workplace. It's not like, okay, I have a master's degree in business, I can go work for anyone. It's more of a working your way through the ranks type deal. So I got to start early. So then after Butler, right now my plan is to attend the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. It's a very prestigious school in New York. Very expensive, but my mom's always telling me, you can't look at it as the big number, you gotta look at it as it's gonna pay off in the future. And I think it will. Then again, just work your way up in restaurants. Even just from working at the Triangle, I've had weeks where with school I've worked over 40 hours. It's a grind, but I think it's good. It's preparing me for the future, because it's not gonna be easy. There's gonna be people in my face, it's gonna be hot. It's just something you gotta have thick skin. And I think I have the thick skin. And eventually I would like to own my own restaurant. Somewhere in New York or California, somewhere coastal. Big fancy restaurant, like all out. I'm not gonna skip any or cut any corners. It's gonna be the whole all out experience. Alright, so this is my project. And this is Coco Van, which is a French chicken braised in wine. And don't worry, it didn't all cook in the crock pot. I'm just keeping it moving. Okay, so what we're going to do is cook 3 slices of bacon. You're going to cut them up like that, put them over medium heat, and then take them out when they're done. So then we're going to liberally salt and pepper 5, I made you guys before, chicken thighs. The reason chicken thighs, most people think breast. But if you're sticking to true French form, the French use the whole chicken, and I'm not going to break it down because that'll take another 10 minutes. Braising is a cooking method used with liquid and usually in the oven. So a thigh is usually a tough cut of meat from the chicken. So that braising in wine is going to soften all that connective tissue and make it really moist. Alright, so then you're going to set aside your chicken and the bacon in the same bowl. You're going to let them rest. Don't worry about cross-contamination because they're all going to be cooked fully eventually. You're going to add 3 carrots, sliced large, about 2 inches diagonally, and 1 sliced yellow onion. You're going to let that cook for 10 minutes, stir it occasionally. Alright, so now we're going to deglaze our pan with a 1/4 cup of cognac, and then add 1 chopped clove of garlic and cook for 1 minute. Okay, so deglazing is basically, so you've cooked your bacon and your chicken, and now you've got all these good little bits of flavor stuck on the bottom of your pan. So deglazing is basically something that's going to lift all this up, and you're going to stir it around, and it's going to basically release all those flavors that were stuck on the bottom of the pan. And the reason you only want to cook garlic for 1 minute is because garlic burns very easily, and it can ruin the whole dish. Okay, then you're going to add half a bottle of red wine, and then 1 cup of chicken stock. Quite a few sprigs of thyme. Now, thyme is like an earthy, grassy, almost like lemony herb. You can put it in almost anything, but it just adds a little boost where you get that little taste of it and you almost don't know what it is. It just kind of ups your flavor. Okay, into the oven for 35 minutes until the chicken is no longer pink, and then enjoy. I think I'm done. So now we can have some food.
So while you're serving this, can you ask me?
Yes, fire away.
Do you need a spoon, Michael? Or
Oh yeah, that's probably
okay, I'll grab you one.
They wanted us to introduce ourselves to you.
All right.
You know I'm Les Brady. My wife is Leanna. You know both my kids. Leanna and I both graduated from Douglas. I moved here when I was a 7th grader. She moved here when she was 5 years old, so she's gone to school here her whole life. This summer will be my 33rd year in construction.
Sydney Hurd. I'm a lifelong Douglas person as well. Graduated with your dad. I work at Spirit Aerosystems.
Okay.
I'm taking aircraft parts. I work in business management. So I'm in lots of meetings with people presenting and do a good job.
Thank you.
Kim, elementary principal, and as I told Michaela, who's presented before you, I know this can be a really anxious experience having to present in front of everybody. In my career, of course, when I went through my teacher prep training, we had to present to peers, also to students, but also in my career now I am a member of an organization, so just this year I had to present to the state legislature, and I was so nervous I thought I was going to faint. So I feel for you today, but it is a good skill for you to have, and you'll probably get to interview quite a bit if you stick with your plan, and so it helps you grow, I think. So nice job this evening.
I'm Kim Stover. My daughter Carly knows all about you. She's in 2nd grade. When we got your packets in the mail, she about went crazy. Well, she went crazy. I am a physician recruiter. I work remotely. My home base office is in Dallas, Texas. All of these, the restaurants and stuff that you were talking about, as far as, pictures and then what you want to do in the future. I've got a whole bunch of places that you could go to, or I could take you down to Dallas, and you would have a blast. I mean, tasting everything, because you've been down to Dallas.
I haven't. Well, I guess a long time ago, but before my
You do need to go, especially in your field. It's not coastal,
yeah.
unless you go down south.
Right.
Into the Gulf, which, but I've been a physician recruiter for almost 16 years. It's inside sales, over the phone only. I do get to meet